Well, you must be thrilled to be up here and nominated at these turning into quite a prestigious award ceremony.
Absolutely, no, it's amazing. We really wanted to be nominated. There was talk of it, within producers and everybody, like hoping that we would be, and we have been, and for myself personally, and yeah, it's great, it's terrific.
And Wasteland is a real sort of very exciting kind of crime thriller. I mean, is there any sort of influences? I could see a bit of sort of Guy Ritchie's Lock, Stock in there, but anything that really sort of influenced you as a filmmaker?
Well, probably about 30 years of watching films went into it. Anything from Rocky, which might not seem as obvious, as it is. I mean, but the underdog story nature of it being about like the character as opposed to the obvious. The obvious subject which would be boxing, and this is a heist film. It's about the characters, about friendship and things like that. So there'd be too many to list, but yeah, just from about 30 years of watching films, it's all just gone in there.
And there is a sort of quite a quintessential kind of British feel to Wasteland, I felt. Do you think that's sort of that's telling in the sense that it's been nominated at what is a very British Film Awards as well? Potentially so. I mean, I'd hope that to be the case. I think it's great that there's an awards like this that celebration of British films, celebrates British independent films. I mean, our cinemas, they can be quite inundated with US cinema. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's great that we can build our own industry and make it grow. And so things like this, supporting that and supporting things that, like you say, are maybe quintessentially British is really good, and I think really essential for the industry. So yeah, potentially that's why the nomination came, and and if it is, I think that's a good thing. It's your debut feature film, I guess. So, I mean, as for these awards, I mean, do they really sort of influence people such as yourself to make films? Because, I mean, these are kind of putting independent British filmmakers on the map and giving them a kind of a voice, so to speak. I mean, when you were sort of a few years ago, were you looking at this awards ceremony thinking that's where I'd like to be one day?
Well, yeah, more so because, I saw the films that were being nominated, and, you want to be part of that kind of circle because it's great films, great cinema, and it'd just be fantastic to be part of that. I mean, you don't necessarily do things for awards. You do things because you want audiences to see them. At least I think that's why other people would, because that's why I would. But I mean, things like this get them further on the map, get the like more publicity, all that kind of stuff, and it allows people to hear about your film and therefore to see them. I mean, it's all about getting audiences to go to the cinema, to buy the DVD, to get it on video on demand, all those kinds of things. But things like this, they allow you to get more of an audience, and I mean, I did always look at these things and think it'd be amazing to be nominated there because I'd seen so many films that were nominated, and I'd been very much influenced by them, and I'm a big fan of them. So.
Of course, Wasteland hasn't been released yet, so for those who don't know too much about it, could you just quickly give us a brief summary of what Wasteland is and what it's about?
Okay, well, it's a heist film set in a working-class area of northern England, but it's a heist film ostensibly so. I mean, it does take on the conventions of that genre. What it's really about is it's a comedy drama about four friends, a story of camaraderie and about their bond together, and about how all four of them band together to help one of them find redemption after he's been wronged. So it's really about these four lads and their friendship.
Thanks so much for your time and congratulations. Cheers. Thank you.